You have exactly 3 seconds to like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll appear in your dreams tonight. To ask for a donation for that cup of coffee, link below.
In an increased effort to reach out to the ocean, presence in the Pacific with private, way to be a great military power, China has added to its ranks. One of my worlds, no. One scale, no. The mother's name is Fujian, is expected to be able to compete with flat clams, with super aircraft carrier USS Gerald R present, the greatest of the US Navy. But are these two ships really located at the same level? Is Fujian enough technological power to contribute to helping the North King gain control of the ocean from the Americans and learn more about the military? They will apply it in battle. All pictures will be revealed in the video. Today's military knowledge. Ha clap. The before coming to the duel of the century between two supercarriers. Don't forget to spend. Take a few seconds to click like and subscribe. Military Knowledge channel so you don't miss it. We will release videos in the near future. For now, Grandma, today's content please allow me. Catch. First, let's go into the design of the two most modern aircraft carriers of the Army they are serving. Current service. Much of what we know about the Fujian aircraft carrier based on reconnaissance and analysis images. Intelligence. Accordingly, it has a flight deck 316 long and 78 men wide. Along with that is the amount of occupancy, more than 80,000 tons of water when carrying weight. Full combat. The ship is powered. Power from 8 capable steam turbines. Produces about thereby allowing to reach the maximum age of 29 knots on those so specific performance. A Fujian is unclear, however. The ship is expected to be at least level, equal or even surpass Dan people. He is a Shandong ship with close range at 10.4 knots. Besides, it is operated by a huge delegation of more than 2,000 cities, which includes 60 officers. Another special feature of FUC, ants compared to those in charge are it is expected to be equipped with a launch system. OS electronic flying roof instead of air piston. Water. Like many other primitive ship models compared with the old OS system, there are many more advantages. Mainly lies in the ability to accelerate evenly, thereby reducing pressure on the airframe. Lightweight, easy maintenance, and possible faster reset. Isn't just that. The electronic launch system also allows FUC ants deploy huge aircraft. Heavy. Then meanwhile, Supercarrier class 0A is a new class of aircraft carrier of the United States Navy was born. Replace the modern fleet on base 1. It is expected that 10 will be received, built and launched during the lifting process. Level as well as achieve ready state. Fight in 2040. The flagship, first-in-class USS CF code CVN, was launched in 2005. In 2013 and put into service 4 years later. The ship has a flight deck of 337 men and is only 78 men wide. A little larger than Fujian. It equipped with 2 nuclear reactors to provide power and be able to overtake speed threshold of 30 knots at the same time. Thanks to them, the range of activities of zero-offered ships are almost genderless. In addition, China also uses 4 systems. Electronic launch system as well as equipment. Advanced brake with water resistance. The entire fighting weight is 100 tons and operates a total area of more than 4 crew member. Besides the American super aircraft carriers also exist. Beam design reduces radar reflection and increases ability to create additional features. Another addition to Zero Afford is placement. The island's reach is a superstructure. Contains the command center and control station. Don't save this island located behind you. Clan thus opens up more space on the property. Response to this change is expected to increase. Lean aircraft deployment and recovery capabilities. Approaching 30 men allows the real Zero Afford. There are many missions that are safer in comparison. Previous Nimitz-class super aircraft carrier. This is, however, the power of one. Aircraft carriers don't just come from design but also thanks to the gases themselves, the talent they carry. According to the Fujian aircraft carrier, it is expected to use as a variant of a multi-role fighter. J-15 nicknamed PX or Flying Shark for, until PLA can develop combat. The fifth body is specialized for activities. Motion on model aircraft. Flagship in 2021, it is reported that Chinese People's Liberation Army successfully built the J-50B version, integrated with launch and receiver system. The recovery of the plane from the ship's deck is made of arresting ropes. This new variant also includes the system. The avionics system has been upgraded. New engine and calm launch capability. The more modern G-15 carries astronauts. The group consists of 1 to 2 people depending on the situation. Its body and task have a length of 22. And wing width 15, total volume 27. The maximum takeoff attack and referee is 32. Tons of power supply, 15B wire is 2. The turbofan engine block is equipped with afterburner and can produce. Thrust force up to more than 27 tons is allowed to reach. Maximum speed 25 km, flight distance 20 km. The combat radius is CAV. Besides that, the weapon system of the J-1 is quite poor with a 30 mm rocket artillery. Air-to-air range SAP-FD missile. Medium range air-to-air PA-12 name L. Short range air-to-air PA-10 missile. Anti-ship J-3K surface attack missile. KD-8A radiation midget. 91 along with many types of bombs at the same time. This fighter is also capable of using U-Zupas refueling cluster. Similar to the F-18 aircraft of the carrier fleet. Fly. Kai companion with dirty variations 15. On the Fujian ship the data will be aircraft control and early warning above. No CAS 600, this is an OK aircraft model. Specially developed to take advantage of properties. Functionality of the ship's electronic launch system. Fujian and will reduce dependence of aircraft carriers into helicopters in the early warning control activities above. Air and anti-pass underground CAS 600 usually is considered a direct counterpart of. The E-2 Shidu has a similar role to the plane came from the Draw Flag Embassy. It is doubtful that it was decorated. Equipped with AA radar system with configuration 3. Seaway 600 is a length at 18. 16 m. Clear. The referee score is 30. Kejandi mass is 24 to 1 machine. The plane uses 2 propeller engines. Each engine has a capacity of more than 5,000 horsepower. Helps it reach a flight speed of 693 km. An operating range to 800. A special details the tail of KG 600 has a 4-phase configuration to increase stability. Determine when. Besides J-15 and KG 600 there is FIC capability. Fujian's fleet will also be included. Types of drones and drones, thereby increasing the total number of pilots. About 1,000 people not only have planes. Chinese engineers also guarantee the ability. Defense capabilities for ships using 3 systems. Close-range weapons equipped with AA radar. 30 artillery they will be capable of hitting. Anti-ship missiles move at speed. On Mar 4 with T precision. At the same time, people also believe that ants also use anti-aircraft missiles. Short-range and anti-aircraft missiles. On the other side the Air Force was active. The activities on the USF ship are diverse and crowded. Far superior to its opponent from China. Includes 4-1 Carrier Supernet Squadron. E-2I Squadron 1, E-18 Groa Squadron 1. C-2A Squadron Greyhouse 2 aircraft squadrons. Fly MH-6 helicopters and U. Giving the total number of aircraft operating on the ship. Up to the number. 85 currently uses 2nd generation F-35 fighter aircraft. Thursday not yet assigned to Ship 0. However, this is possible. In the future when F-18 starts. Replaced by mission fighters. More advanced than F-18 Supernet is the plane. Supersonic multi-mission combat is classified. Type is 4th generation and therefore ranked. On par with the J-50B, it has a length 13.62 mm. With an empty weight of 4552 kg. The aircraft is equipped with 2 turbine engines. Propeller jets with each possible block. The ability to create nearly 10 tons of thrust when burned. The latter allows it to reach speeds of M1.6 is about weapon Supernet uses a cannon. 2 VK size 20 mm with foil. Can also carry many types of missiles. From Zopi-Zor like AIM M9 side rear name. 1220 RAM does not change land like AM65 Mike. AGM62 WTL anti-radiation. An anti-ship Alagiam 84 HP. Along with that is the JADAM guided bomb. With Mach-80 laser and Menator system. In addition, the avionics system of Supernet is also very modern when it comes. Equipped with hooks or RON radar. Can track multiple targets at the same time. Self-protective mnemonic system comes from NOT. Gram or Room electronic countermeasures system. The player integrated the Fujian aircraft decoy, radar alarm and data link transceiver. Parallel data with F-18 Supercarrier currently present on the RJF or the E-2s. Hockey is acting as alarm control, early air as well as anti-submarine warfare. This is an aircraft with a high wing design, 4 tail fins, and when looking at the shape, its exterior is not hard to see. Hoti is the source of inspiration for the Chinese people. Nation created 600 kg before this plane was put into use for the first time. 1960 and went many times modified and improved since that time. That point to meet the government's needs. Modern school with new model A2, capable of aerial refueling. 6 men long and Max Makov. 82 kg and equipped with 2 engines. Impeller thanks to which Y can achieve flying more than 11,000 km. With a continuous operating time of 6 hours at sea allow capacity to be maintained. Command and control. Another variant of this type of aircraft is the C2. Grey House is specialized for activities, transportation and logistics in addition to us. It's also impossible not to mention the system. Powerful defensive weapons are designed to protect the aircraft carrier General Ford from. Their threats include missiles, Mk-29 K-49 weapon system, close-range fence-fired the 25 Lee machine gun and fired the machine M2 Browning. These defense systems, linked together by rock radar, function and search radar simultaneously. They are also tied to the room system. Ship guards inherently use autonomous capabilities. Firepower helps shorten the time response from the moment of discovery until deal with threats. Threaten and when assessing the strength of any what kind of means of war. A factor that needs to be put on that scale is how it will be carried. China does not have it yet. Extensive experience in control operations of the airport contractor, and they are having to do their best, working hard to narrow the education gap. With the United States, the launch and recovery of aircraft in all weather and light conditions. Morning is something that needs to be practiced regularly. Regularly develop a solid operating process. Sturdy and delicately coordinated. Dances in a play. These are also shortcomings, causing Chinese military aircraft still have to rely heavily on airports. On the mainland, PLAs also lack experience in anti-submarine warfare, as well as detect and attack hackers. Anti-ships, while on the other side there are ships. The US military already operates aircraft carriers since 1922 with the launching of aircraft carriers. Huge Langle with over 100 years of experience. The US Navy has perfected them all. Complex knowledge of cargo operations. Don't condescend to carry out activities. Fight for a long time before supplies fail. Day or night or in all conditions. Weather therefore to catch up with Chinese rivals. Kwok is trying to imitate the processes, technical capacity and proficiency of the United States Navy. However, until nowadays, their level is still incomparable. For this is evident. The technological content and quality of it was the aircraft carrier that they had give birth. Although Fujian is large and has advanced technology, progress compared to the 2 predecessors is loaning, and Shandong but still have some disadvantages. Serious point, it only has 3 systems. Electronic aircraft launch is less than 4 of 0 for as well as no weapon set, and equipped with powerful electronic defense. As the competitor besides that is probably lacking. The biggest thing about Fujian is the engine. Use conventional energy copper, meaning if you want to do the operating in free waters it would have to traveling with air tankers. Then you will only be able to wander around inside only the home pond area. But there is a boat. Returning oil also means ordering more heavy-duty wing for Fujian when this aircraft carrier just had to say it. Protect yourself while protecting your supply. Portable fuel supply thing that will photo significantly affects combatability. It's so Fujian only promotes well, especially when used in activities. Patrol activities to the extent that resources onshore accessible for resupply and provides political support in conjunction with Fujian aircraft carrier escort group will have enough necessary protection but compensates for it at the expense of tank accessibility. International, in addition to the Air Force, falling behind in capacity and efficiency, is also an aspect that is hindering the ability Fujian's operating capabilities in addition to these. For example, when comparing 15 to 18 feet, American fighter jets clearly have an advantage, especially in firepower and systems. The avionics system is thereby improved, ability to carry weapons to perform missions, and the zero ship's defense afforded one. The reason is because SuperNet already exists. Long enough period of time that it takes to develop and mature to rise from, on the shoulders of original F-18, and experience gained from the program. F-plus upgrading fighting is okay. Proceed in a purposeful and necessary way. Consider carefully to respond appropriately. Needs of the Navy and the Ministry of Defense. The United States, on the other hand, seems like the J-15 is okay. Was born and improved with a professional level. Uses are less and undefined. That clear role is not even mentioned. The J-15 and CAS-600 are respectively the version copied by Chinese magicians. Copied from Russian Sub-3 and E-2Y comes from. Although America has some advanced installations. Look, and they are still inferior to the goods. Original, however, military technology will only help you go far with tactics and training. Training is what brings war. The main win in this aspect is distance. Between the two ships Fujian and Ord as well. The crews of the two ships have just been recruited. Clearly revealed as mentioned by High Con U. Department. Possess experience and operate carrier vessels. Fly capable of fighting in more than one century. They have been engaged in war continuously since then. The second regime of the Korean-Vietnamese War. The South Middle East ban is tense and unrelenting. Exercise to maintain readiness. Fight based on lessons learned. Out in a world full of war dangers. War. While the Chinese did. You can't have this advantage when you don't have it yet. Any of their carriers have the opportunity to actively participate in combat. In fact, it is true that Playa tried to do it. Practice, but they lack experience. Real combat to be able to fully simulate pressure, force and stress of activities. Fighting at the risk of human life. Soldiers are really threatened in addition to pilots. The Chinese Navy's success is unique. Average 100 to 150 flight hours per year. In contrast to that figure of American pilots. Usually 200 hours, and so they can conduct combat anywhere. Anytime. Anytime in any condition. The details and procedures are completely Chinese. Nations in this regard, in addition to the United States, also spend a lot of time and resources to train the force to attack the aircraft carrier. Own and help it function as one. The unit has bonded over many years of flood accumulation. Experience. They have carefully built the information flow, operational procedures, and command structure. Operates globally with extreme efficiency. High to the north. Windless. How much to invest in dance training? Synthetic moon, but certainly it also. Not a lot if you want to compete with training level that the US Navy is applying. Use. And in comparative analyses from the beginning. The video is currently being reviewed by military officials. To the scene of the confrontation between the two children. Ship without any support. Other things can cause huge disadvantages. For Fujian because of the loss. Fire weapons designed to operational level. However, to make the game more enjoyable, the balanced and interesting part is left to the imagination. Imagine going further and considering a scenario. Another thing is when Fujian has its own yard and priest. Both are supported by their respective navies. Support. First we need to assume the context. And some Chinese rules launched. Attack on Taiwan and Fujian ships. Deployed to fight in the Straits Group. Zero Effort Combat operates independently, without the support of ship groups. Other airports not on the mainland will not provide additional aircraft for Fujian too. Countries that do not use nuclear weapons and allow the use of full force to enter. The Zero Ships Arms role is available. About 48 attack. Public and capable of performing 160 to 270 sorties per day in the opposite direction. Fujian has 40 speculative and based institutions. Existing data of security vessels. And Shandong. It is estimated that it can advance. Operate at least 20 missions. The difference is too much. This large shows the Air Force of Fujian will be easily overwhelmed in realistic combat conditions and calculations. This simple is not even considered. Early warning and electrical warfare capabilities. Death of Ship Zero Ord besides to declare. Exploit its opponent's weaknesses. Will probably carry out offensive operations. Attack at night or during the day. Bad weather and heavy body give strength. The Air Force on the ship decided to work. Combat power was significantly consumed and no. Capable of maneuvering Fujian impossible. Contributed a lot to the war and looks. It will be no different from a Thai paper fox. However, it depends on the context. The military formula just mentioned will be almost. Ground forces cannot occur. The mainland will not allow one. Of the 3 spring ships flew alone. Single horse confronts the enemy. Likewise, it is difficult for Z to be greedy. Compete without support of allied nations or a group. Additional carrier warfare though. The risk of a collision between the two ships flared up. A global conflict is very real. It's important and cannot be taken lightly. Both in this scenario seem fook. Ants are still unlikely to dominate, especially if the conflict spreads further. The second island consists of archipelagos. Japan's Kazambonan and Marianas. America's current analysis seems to be just. It turned out that Fujian was playing a political role, and is a means of threatening Eastern countries. And Southeast Asia as China pursues. Claim its territory in the eyes of the North. Kin a show of strength in. The region will further strengthen the position of the artificial island and airport they built there, picture XC. Except at the same time some experts also concluded that unlike the United States, use USS Gerald R as a weapon to attack the ship, Fujian is in the hands of the Chinese again. Much more defensive-oriented. Last year PLA has put most of the focus into the development of TL magnetic launch journey. Ships and have air capabilities on these. Their aircraft carrier will take charge, responsible for protecting these ships from attack. Attack instead of going on the offensive like the doctrine of Hawkeye, however, to aim for the item. Huge expenses in the immediate future. Is autumn Taiwan Beijing is active. Create a naval fleet not only east but also the ability to proactively attack. Attack in free waters with ability. Superior industry as well as speed. Build and launch ships twice as fast as the United States. China will launch ships. New airport powered by particle energy. The great cause is larger and as force. The Air Force is stronger with J-35s. Considered a counterweight to the F-35 Ling. 2 therefore to maintain the American monopoly. Sleeping on the zero is not allowed. But always need to make efforts to stay ahead of the opponent. Prime we can only hope that too. Fujian super aircraft. Will never confront. Apart from the catastrophic loss of life, network and the risk of global conflict. Economic impact this event could cause. It will be extremely terrible. Terrible, but in the hypothetical scenario. Who do you think the audience will be? Victory and whether it will last long. Capacity and level of aircraft carrier operations of China has just caught up with 100 years of experience. Experience of us, please don't hesitate to order. Leave your opinion below in the comments section. Discussion to discuss with others. And now it's really bad. Kwang hello for now. Goodbye and see you again in the future. Next video wish everyone and family. The family has a humid day. Over.